class 6 student. Namaste. I am your teacher Krishnidar from NPABSAN Kaksi. Now, for class 6 student, I am teaching you science and the biology. We are reading Living Beings chapter 13. Now, in a previous class, we have read between the difference between plant and animals. We have differentiated plant and animals in many manners. In movement, how plants move, how animals move. Animals move by running, walking, swimming, diving, etc. And plants move through their roots, through their leaves, etc. In case of reproduction also, we have a difference between plants and animals. In case of plants, they reproduce by their seeds and others. And in case of animals, they reproduce through their seeds, leaves. And in animals, they give directly birth to their babies or they lay eggs. Now, the next difference is between the feel. How animals feel, how plants feel. When animals feel any stimuli or any change in the surrounding, they react very quickly. But in case of plants, they have very less reactive power because they lack sense organs. But they have glands, they will surely feel the pain, hot, cold, and everything. And now we go into next difference, that is between growth. How plants grow, how animals grow. Animals grow from small baby to the young, to the adult, to the old, and they die. And plant also, they grow and die. But the main difference is that animals grow up to a certain age. After their growth stops. Their age increases but the growth stops. But in case of plants, until their death, they will be growing continuously. Now, the next difference we have read about the nutrition, the food they take, and there is the vast difference between plants and animals in the case of nutrition. Animals depend on other plants or other animals for their livelihood. But plants do not depend on anything. They depend themselves because they have a God-gifted thing that is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is a green pigment present in their leaves so that they can make their food themselves. So this is the main difference. Animals lack chlorophyll, so they cannot make their own foods. They depend on the plants and other animals. And in case of plants, they have chlorophyll and they do not depend on others. They make their own food. But there are some exceptional cases like animals. There is one animal called euglena. It has a chlorophyll in it, green pigment, chlorophyll in it. So it makes its own food. It doesn't depend on others. Likewise, there is some exceptional case in the plant also. Like we have seen mushroom. It lies in the group fungi. The fungi group are those plants which do not have chlorophyll. You can see the example of mushroom also. So how do we eat it? You have seen that mushroom grows on decaying other plants or decaying wood. So it depends on other. And this type of plant which depend on other decaying plants for the living are called saprophytes. This is the summary of the previous class. Now today we will be studying about the plants and different types of plants and animals. Now, types of plant. There are different types of plant. No plant are similar with each other. Rice is also not similar to the maize. Maize is not similar to the wheat. Every plant have their own character. So, some plant grow on the desert, some plant have thorn, some plant have good flower, some do not have flower. Some grows in the cold, some grows in the hot. There are very vast differences in plants. So, in our class, in our subject, the plants are characterized or differentiated, or their types are differentiated into the three types. According to the three things, on the basis of three different characters, the plant are categorized. The three things are, number one, the plants are characterized by according to the habitat. The next is according to the lifespan, and another is according to the flowering character. These are the main three things how we can distinguish plant. So habitat. Number one, according to the habitat. In your slide, as you can see, according to the habitat means where you live. That means plant live in different places. Some in water, some in fresh water, some in marine water, some in land, some in rocky land, some in cold land, some in hot land. These are the characteristics we will read in detail in each and every these three topics. And another, you can see in the slide, another is according to the lifespan. That means some people live, some plants live for few seasons, some for 1 year, some for 2 years, some for very longer age of time. So this is the basis by which we distinguish the plant. And another is according to the flowering character. According to the flowering character, some plant have their naked seed and some are enclosed in the fruit. This is also one of the important character to distinguish different types of plant. So now we will go according to the habitat. According to the habitat, plants are categorized into mainly two categories or two types. One are aquatic plant and another is terrestrial plant. I think you have heard this word terrestrial and aquatic. Aquatic means water, where terrestrial means land. Now you will be clear. Aquatic plants means plants which grow on water, which live on water, and terrestrial means land. Terrestrial plant means land plant. Those plants which grow on land are called terrestrial plant. Now, according to habitat, aquatic and terrestrial. According to habitat, there are two categories of the plant. One is aquatic plant and another is terrestrial. By word also you know, aquatic means those live in water and terrestrial means those live in land. But inside them also they may have different category. But first we read what is aquatic plant, what are aquatic plant and what are terrestrial plants. Now, aquatic plant, they are also named as hydrophytes. They are also named as hydrophytes. Now, very simple thing, hydro, you have heard about hydropower. That means hydro means water. And in biology, phytes or phyta means plants. So, water plants. The term for water plant is hydrophyte, that means aquatic plant. Aquatic plant are those plants which live in water. In aquatic plants, now what are the characteristics of the aquatic plant? How do they see? Now, aquatic plants' roots are very poor. That means, like our people, like our maize, their roots are not so developed highly. They have very poor developed roots. And those aquatic plants, some are seen floating above the surface of the water and some are under the water. And the next character is of the aquatic plant is they have a very spongy body. That means that spongy body makes them light in order to float in the water, in order to move according to the water waves. The examples of this aquatic plant are lotus, hydrilla, water lily. In our book you can read for more. Let's summarize again aquatic plants. According to the habitat, plants are categorized in the two types. One is aquatic plant, another is terrestrial plant. Now we are inside the aquatic plants. Aquatic plants are also hydrophytes. Why they are called hydrophytes? Because hydrophytes is made up of two words. One is hydro, another is phytes. Hydro means water. We have heard about the hydropower also. In phytes or phyta, in biology, in botany, phyta means plant. That means water plants are called aquatic plants. And the main characteristics are their roots are poorly developed. You know, जरा चाहिँ के हुन्छ हाम्रो ठुल्ठुलो पिपलको बरको बुटो जस्तो विकसित भएको हुँदैन. They are very thin, very weak and not so developed roots. And another character is they may be floating or submerged. कुनै चाहिँ पानी माथि तैरिरहेको हुन्छ त्यसलाई फ्लोटिङ भनिन्छ र जुन पानी मुनि भित्र पनि हुन्छ. तपाईले देख्नुहुन्छ होला कतिपय चाहिँ तालहरुमा जाँदाखेरि चाहिँ कुनै बिरुवाहरु चाहिँ पानी मुनि नै पुरै प्लान्ट देख्न सक्नुहुन्छ. त्यो भनेको सबमर्ज प्लान्टहरु है. र यिनीहरुको बडी, देयर बडी इज स्पन्जी बडी. दैट मीन्स your body is little bit what? when you feel it, it is very soft, spongy type हुन्छ, water filled भएको जस्तो लाग्छ हामीलाई. किन हुन्छ? So that they are aquatic plants, so it makes them to float on the water. पानीमा सजिलै तैरिन सहयोग पुर्याउँछ, त्यही भएर चाहिँ यसको बडी के हुन्छ, स्पन्जी बडी. These are special main things to be read under the aquatic plants. In the example of what aquatic plant are water lily, you can see in the slide also, water lily, lotus and hydrilla. Now the next is terrestrial plant. Terrestrial plant. Terrestrial means what? Terrestrial means land. Land plants. Those plants that grows on land are called terrestrial plant. We see different plants are growing in the land. Day by day we will be seeing new plant also. While you are walking, while you are running, while you are going from small grasses, small flowers, big trees, small trees, trees that is grown, cultivated in your land. Every trees which has grown on land are described and they come under the terrestrial plant. Terrestrial plant have different character from the aquatic plant. That means they have well developed root and shoot system. They have stronger root, they have stronger shoot. But in aquatic plant, they have weak root. They are poorly developed plants. But terrestrial plants are fully developed and they have strong root and shoots. And both are autotrophs. That means they can make their own food. Now, in terrestrial also, there are different terrestrial conditions. And according to different terrestrial conditions, different plants are found grown. Likewise, in Mustang, which have extreme cold climate, there are also plants. In our Tarai, Nepalganj, Viratnagar, there is hot, but there are also plants. Now here is hilly region. We are living in hilly region. Here are also different plants we are seeing from our small childhood. Here are also plants. So again, terrestrial plants are categorized into 4 different types of plant. You can see in the slide also. One is mesophytes. That is one is called mesophytes. Another is xerophytes. And next one is moist and shady climate, and another is cold climate plant. These are the 4 categories of the terrestrial plant. You can say number 1, plants in the hot and moist climate, plant in the hot and dry climate, and plant in the moist and shady climate, and plant in the cold climate. You can see in the slide also. Now, according to this, these are the habitat of the plant. So, some plant grow in the hot and moist. Some plant grow in the hot and dry. Some plant grow in the moist and shady, and some in the cold climate. So according to these categories also, different plants are grown and we are seeing day by day. So the characteristic or the types of terrestrial plant we will be reading in the further class. Now today we have read about the habitat of the plant, different habitats of the plant, according to different types of plant categories, according to the habitat, according to their lifespan, and according to their flowering characteristics. And today we have read according to the habitat. Habitat means living thing. And according to the habitat, there are 2 types of plant categorized under the habitat. That is, one is aquatic and another is terrestrial. Aquatic are the water plants, whereas terrestrial are the land plants. And the characteristics of the aquatic plants we have read, and characteristics of the terrestrial plants we have read. And terrestrial also I can divide into the 4 different types of climatic plants. So this we will be reading in the next class. So thank you for today. If you have any queries, any comments, you can write in the comment section. Thank you.